Hello. Today we will be talking about do Chinese international students' personalities change during cross-national transitions, specifically the perfectionist personality type. The authors of this article are Kenneth D. Wang, Lu Tian, Mayo Fuki, and Jennifer J. Borden. This study focuses on perfectionism, and historically there have been two main approaches to the study of perfectionism. These are the variable-centered and person-centered approaches. These have transitioned to a different perspective that emphasizes classifying individuals into different perfectionist categories. These are adaptive perfectionists and maladaptive perfectionists. Relatively little information on the development and stability of these types is known, but what has been done shows stability in these types. There has also been some evidence to support the idea that perfectionism may be malleable to certain interventions and in certain settings. This study is interested in looking at the cultural impacts in regards to perfectionism. Generally, the Asian culture can promote an adherence to high standards of achievement and substantial pressure to excel due to expectations to bring honor to the family through success. The transitional periods that this culture can have are often times of stress, and the environment can provide a catalyst for perfection malleability. The purpose of this study is done in 5 parts. 1. To examine the stability of perfectionist types during life transitions. 2. To answer the questions of whether or not students change during the course of cross-national transitions. 3. To answer the question how prevalent are perfectionist type changes in cross-national transitions. 4. How perfectionist types related to one's psychological well-being. And 5. What factors are associated with the transitions of perfectionist types. The methods of this study included 227 Chinese international student participants with no prior experience studying in the United States. They were given inventories 2 times that were 2 to 3 months apart. These inventories included the Almost Perfect Scale Revised, that measured levels of perfectionism based on the subsets of standards, order, and discrepancy. They also took the Acculturated Stress Scale for international students, which measures the perceived level of acculturated stress. The Rosenberg Self-Esteem Scale was also taken, and this measures the positive evaluations of the self. Finally, the Brief Symptom Inventory 18 was taken, and this measures psychological distress on the subsets of depression, anxiety, and somatization. The findings in regards to the research questions above were that perfectionist type is malleable during life transitions and that it is also malleable during higher stress situations. The perfectionist type changed for over 40% of participants, and it was found that the adaptive perfectionists had higher self-esteem and lower psychological distress. However, the maladaptive perfectionists were on the other end of the spectrum, with non-perfectionist scores being in the middle of these two groups. A big predictive factor of the transition between perfectionists is the perceived acculturated stress. In general, the findings of this article showed that perfectionism was malleable during short periods when the cross-national transitions occurred, and that more non-perfectionist students became perfectionists after studying in the United States, and that the perceived acculturated stress could be used to predict the direction of shift of non-perfectionists. This also raises the question of how stable these changes are over time. Contact information is shown. Thank you.